Djay Pro missing features. In this video, I'm going to be talking about all the things I wish you could do with Djay Pro that you currently cannot do. Some of these things may be in future updates, and some of them definitely won't. So let's get into it. Djay Pro was one of the first DJ apps to integrate a streaming service into their app, and this was groundbreaking. It made DJing so much more accessible for new DJs and made it a lot more fun for existing DJs, because now you just log into your account and you could DJ with millions and millions of songs. You don't have to download them, you don't have to burn CDs, and DJs were the last people to still buy physical music. Most of the other casual music listeners have subscriptions to streaming services, or they just use the free version and watch the ads. So it frees us from having to download music. But the thing is, there is not that many streaming services that are integrated. So if we go over here, you click the music button, if you see my mouse, and then you click over here to sources. These are the current integrations with the app. So Tidal, SoundCloud, Beatport, and BeatSource. Now, these are all really great integrations. They're great services, but there are a lot of other really cool music services that are not integrated. And number one would be obviously Spotify. I made a lot of videos about it, and it was great when they had it, and now they don't. Another one would be YouTube. Why can't you access YouTube through the app? So if you go over here to Tidal, you could search through Tidal, you could explore, and you could basically do anything you could do in the regular Tidal app. So how cool would it be if you could just load up one of these sources as YouTube, and then you have access to all of YouTube. You could play underground songs, you could do sound effects, you could do music videos, and it would just be an endless supply of awesome music. Now, I understand the reason they got rid of Spotify and the reason why they can't integrate YouTube has to do with copyright issues and royalty issues and stuff like that, because most DJs are playing music in front of a crowd for an income or for monetary gain. Now, that makes it complicated when you integrate streaming services into it, because it messes up the whole thing with the artist royalties, and they have to make money, and it would be impossible to keep track of. So I think that's one of the reasons why this will never happen, but it would be great if they did. Now, another thing that would be great is if you could record your own voice straight into the app. So if you press this middle button and you press record, you could record audio and video. So I made a lot of videos about the video mixing mode. So if you're doing a video mix, you could record that, and if you're doing an audio mix, you could record that. But there is no way to take your microphone and record a lyrics or record a sample and just have it record right into the app. It really doesn't make sense to me why they don't offer this. It would be the same thing as like the voice memo app. You would just click a button here and you would record your voice either into the speakers, into the microphone built into the iPad, which is a great microphone and would sound fine, or if you had a microphone attached. Now, I got really excited when they announced the new audio device setup mode, but I haven't found a way to record your voice right into the app. Now, I made other videos about using third-party apps. You record your voice with effects, and then you could load it up as a deck. But it would be nice to not have to go from one app to another and just record your voice into here and then have it saved into your samples, or you could save it as a track and then use it to mix with. Now, another thing that I really wish that they did was for you to be able to route effects through your microphone. So if you do have a controller that has a microphone jack, and you could plug your microphone into the controller, or if you have the adapters and can plug it into the iPad, this goes along the same thing with recording your voice, but you wouldn't have to record it. So let's say you're doing a gig, you could hop on the microphone and you could say, let's go, and then it would be echoed or reverb, and there would be all these types of effects. Now, I know you could do this with certain mixers and other devices, but it would be really cool to be able to have effects on your microphone input straight from the app. I think that would just be amazing. Now, another thing that I wish you were able to do with Djay Pro is social network within the app. So what I mean about that, this is there would be a section here, maybe all the way over here, that was social mode. And now what you would do is you could post mixes, you could post videos, you could talk to like-minded people that use the app. So a lot of other apps have a section for a forum and a section for people that use the apps to connect with each other. And I just think it would be really great for Djay Pro to have their own social network, so we could talk to like-minded individuals that use the app. You could see people's mixes, see how they're using the app, get ideas, and just talk to people that are interested in what you're talking about. So, of course, there are Facebook groups, and the app has its own forum on their website, but it would be really cool to just go to a tab and have a social network so you could share your mixes and you could share your ideas and just talk to other people. I think that would be great. Another thing is if they were able to automatically adjust the latency on Bluetooth speakers so that there would be no latency. So DJs are some of the last people, just like with the streaming services, how most people don't buy music anymore. Well, most people don't use these wires. They use Bluetooth. So this is evident with the new iPhones. There is no headphone jack. So obviously Apple believes the future will be based on Bluetooth with wireless headphones and wireless speakers. So there are ways to adjust the latency and the fine tune it so that you could adjust it with Bluetooth, but it's difficult to do and you can't do it within the app. So it would be really cool, just like how they have the auto gain. So if you go over here to, I think it's not advanced, I think it's general sound. Yeah, so it's auto gain. So this automatically adjusts the gain of the songs so that they're at the same volume. Now, it would be really cool if they were able to adjust the latency, if they had like an auto latency button, and you could DJ without any latency on Bluetooth speakers. Now, the controllers that have Bluetooth mode, if you go over here, go to settings, and then you go to MIDI devices, you could connect a Bluetooth controller. So I made videos about some of the Bluetooth controllers. Now, these have zero latency at all. So it's the same thing as with like Xbox controllers and controllers like that, because the MIDI signals are much easier to get rid of the latency than it is for music. So there are some really expensive Bluetooth speakers that have very little to no latency. And of course, I also made videos on how to adjust your mixing style to DJ with Bluetooth speakers. So it would be great, and I believe this is definitely going to happen in the future as Bluetooth technology keeps developing. So if you guys like learning about Djay Pro and just talking about ideas about DJing with the iPad and the future of DJing, subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Also, feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section. I try to answer every single question that I know the answer to. So, thank you.